Every hour, the sun radiates enough energy onto Earth's surface to meet the global energy demand for an entire year. Yet, we really don't take advantage of this abundantly available source that is provided to all corners of the globe for free. In fact, less than 1% of all the energy used in the United States originates from solar sources. At a time when a global energy crisis and global climate change are real concerns, with impacts already being witnessed, solar power, in conjunction with other renewable sources, offers a viable alternative to our current carbon-based market. Throughout this presentation, we are going to review the methods for harnessing the power of solar energy, discuss potential issues to its wide-scale implementation, demonstrate how it is successfully being used today, and hopefully inform you of its potential and how it is a vital component to how we advance. Before we begin, it's important to have some background knowledge first. Harnessing the power of sunlight and utilizing it for human needs is not a new technology by any means. Solar energy is simply the electromagnetic radiation emitted by the sun. This radiant light and heat are really responsible for life on Earth, as sunlight fuels the process of photosynthesis. This process is the basis of all the energy that animals and humans consume and rely upon. Furthermore, concentrated sunlight was used to start fires as far back as the 7th century BC. This provided light and allowed us to cook meat, a very important step in mankind's evolution. Later on, Romans used sunlight to heat pools of water in their culturally significant bathhouses, where some of the most important dignitaries would meet and make decisions that still impact Western civilization today. Indirectly, solar energy is responsible for the creation of the fossil fuels we rely so heavily upon. The most exciting aspect of sunlight, though, is the ability to convert this solar energy into usable electricity. Solar power is defined as radiation from the sun converted into electrical power. Two methods currently exist to accomplish this: photovoltaics and concentrating solar power. The first method, photovoltaics, relies upon the photovoltaic effect first described by French physicist Alexandre Edmond Becquerel in the year 1839. While experimenting, he discovered that when silver chloride is exposed to light, it can generate an electrical current that would flow through connected platinum electrodes. This was the first observation of the photovoltaic effect, or the creation of a voltage in a material upon exposure to light. Essentially, incoming photons are absorbed and excite electrons to the point where they are released. When captured, they will produce an electrical current. Today, we use what is known as a solar cell to enable this process. A solar cell is essentially a sandwich of materials consisting of two layers, the light-absorbing layer and an electrical current-carrying layer. The first effective solar cell was developed by Bell Labs in 1954. Throughout the 1960s, NASA used this technology in its Vanguard series satellites, greatly improving its efficiency and reliability. With this success, as well as the threat of the oil crisis of the 1970s, photovoltaics began to be incorporated into buildings and residences. Today, technology has progressed a lot, leading to a lower cost and improved efficiency. The second method is concentrating solar power, or CSP. Whereas PV generates electricity directly, CSP does so indirectly, meaning there is an extra step. Essentially, CSP uses a series of mirrors or lenses to focus and concentrate light in order to heat up a small area which then drives a turbine. Concentrating solar power requires a location with high-quality sun exposure. Therefore, in the United States, the Southwest is the only plausible location. Also, these plants are usually built at a larger scale than PV is, and can take up hundreds if not thousands of acres. This means there is a substantial upfront investment, but CSP is predicted to be the lowest cost form of electricity produced through solar technology. Both PV and CSP are important methods to pursue. They've developed tremendously over the years and are prepared to be implemented. However, critics of solar power will be quick to point out several issues that need to be addressed.
Many skeptics of solar energy point out the problems with the technology to try and discredit its viability as an energy source. However, these problems are more than manageable. The first problem that some critics point out is that America is not sunny enough, and that solar energy is only a viable source in the southwest United States. But if you compare the United States to Germany, which is the #1 country when it comes to solar power generation, you will see that the cloudiest cities in the US receive more sunlight per year than most of Germany. The next issue with solar power is that it is intermittent, meaning that you can only generate solar power when the sun is shining. To deal with this, many people look to ways to store solar energy so the electricity can be produced at night when the sun is not shining. Some common storage methods are batteries or large towers filled with either water or molten sands that are heated during the day so that they can release heat at night and produce more electricity. None of these methods, however, are 100% reliable. A better solution would be to pair solar energy with other types of renewables, such as wind energy, that are capable of generating power at night. Another flaw with solar systems is that they have low efficiencies, but recent technological developments have greatly increased the efficiency of solar cells, and as the demand for high-efficient solar cells continues to grow, the technology will only improve. However, it is important to realize that the sun provides so much energy that high efficiencies aren't necessary to make solar a viable energy source. The biggest barrier to implementing solar on a large scale is that it will require a large upfront cost. It will be costly to upgrade our infrastructure to accommodate renewable energy sources like solar or wind. But these costs are small compared to the costs of global climate change. Implementing the use of solar on a large scale is difficult, but it can be done. Some cities, such as Vauban, Germany, are powered by 100% renewable sources, and because of new laws in Germany, cities who produce more energy than they need can sell the excess back into the grid at a profit. Solar power is the most abundant source of energy on Earth and is completely renewable and releases no greenhouse gases or pollutants. Photovoltaic cells are becoming increasingly popular amongst home and business owners in the United States and across the globe. Solar power is not a perfect technology, but the problems are more manageable than global climate change. We're at a pivotal point in our history. We all need to realize that we cannot continue to use energy as we currently do. Oil and fossil fuels that power our homes, cars, and our way of life will eventually run out. And if we do not act soon, the worst effects of global climate change will become irreversible. A switch to solar power, along with other renewable sources, can stop the runaway greenhouse effect and end our dependence on fossil fuels.